Destiny ruined my magic. Oh, why? Why must you ruin this? Nah, Alibaba over-exaggerating a bit much. And then it didn't even fucking matter anyway, because he just went back to normal, because old him and Morgiana patched it up right at the start of the chapter. Oh no, I would like to imagine like what happened is that everyone like who was there like in the editorial when they saw that, apart from maybe like Shinobu's editor, flipped the fuck out and they was like, no, we can't have this, none of this stuff and all that. And it was like, it was mainly more the like comedic like value and all that, but it's like, no, just straight up run this back, we can't have that because everyone loves Alibaba, they gotta have it, except like mainly the US like market just doesn't like him. And then generally when it comes to like the reasons why they were arguing in the first place, you can tell Sinbad's done some shady shit. So honestly, like, just, I was there like Aladdin, just at the start of this chapter. He was there, just sitting there, just going, explain. It's probably your fault though, I'm guessing. And like, everyone was thinking that this was Alibaba's fault. It's like, this, here you go, now you've done it, and it's like, yeah, maybe even though Sinbad has technically become God, above God, like, controlling all of Rook, it somehow affected his marriage. And the fact that it was, like, one little discussion that he had, like, it was like, you know, oh, like, Morgiana now just voices her opinion saying, I'm worried Cole will leave and all that, so with the other, like, you know, all the other countries, it would, like, decentralize its power and a horrible war might happen, and just, I was like, hey, you know, it's fine and all that. She wants to rethink the way of ruling her country, and Morgiana flips the fuck out saying, you're not being yourself, why are you trying to provoke Sinbad? All he ever wants is peace and no wars. I don't agree with you or Kyogyoku. And like, he's just like, you bitch, like what the fuck, talking like that there with for no reason or that, we're done, fine with me. And then he's just like, you're the one that suggested it, Alibaba, you fucking idiot. It's just, you had a small disagreement, and then even like Aladdin's just like, oh for fuck's sake, it's an argument, man. Like, you honestly just had disagreements with one another. Like, and generally I know that's the whole thing, it's taking more for comedic value, but it's like, that was the thing that stopped you two lovebirds. And I like how the fact that she came into the room, like, as the two were like clenching each other, like looking at like Jonathan Joestar, Dio style, like that, just like clenching each other's fists, going, you, and then like, oh, I'm sorry, I really care for you, and I actually, you know, enjoy it. And just like, even Hucker is just like, man, this is stupid as shit, and legit, like, Alibaba just, you're a piece of shit, like, go fuck yourself, Alibaba, like that. It's like, no, screw you, Hakaru, and then all this shit. And it's like, only if this was a simple quarrel, because throughout the entirety of this, like, whilst that was happening, Kyogyoku has now joined back with the Alliance, alongside King the Kingdom's back in there, and the Rain have joined the International Alliance, and everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a big alliance that's gonna last for hundreds or thousands of years, yeah, we are gonna be great. And everyone's like, yeah, what's great? And it's like Sinbad's like, oh, thank you, you're too kind. I enjoy the company. Let peace and prosperity enjoy. And Alibaba and Aladdin are going, bullshit, something's happened. No, stop that immediately. And I like the fact that it was both Aladdin and Alibaba were able to catch off this bullshit. And it's I still find it weird that the fact that Aladdin, like, even though, like, you know, Aladdin, it makes sense to him to, like, not be affected by this, but why isn't the fact that, like, Alibaba is not affected this? And, like, and the theory that I've been seeing that, like, everyone's been, like, saying the same thing about it is the fact that it's because, like, you know, he is his king's candidate, and that's the reason why he's unaffected. So, in a kind of the same way how Dinshin acquit, which really, it still doesn't make a lot of sense onto that way, but it's seemingly that's what people are saying, that's the most possible outcome, or just like, this is how stubborn like Alibaba is just that he wouldn't be affected by things like this regardless, or like in either way. And it's just, it's so weird, like, because you think like he would affect everyone to it, and that Aladdin would be on his own throughout the entirety of this, and it's like I feel like Sinbad tried to affect it in the smallest way possible, but he just made it so obvious for like Aladdin and like everyone else to notice it. And just for the record, for like people to know and all that, since like these Magi chapters come out ridiculously late, and they're just like the translators are just always like, it just takes so long for them, and I hate that because, you know, guys, this is like one of my favorite shonen mangas that come out. I absolutely enjoy this, and it's just like, I already know about the Raw, and I kind of already get a gist of what the 328 is going to be about, so not really going to say, hey guys, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next chapter of Magi, because I already know what's happening already, and yeah, I'm not going to say anything just in case of spoilers, like for you people, but yeah, it doesn't involve tea and crumpets. I can tell you that much for free. It honestly shows, I think Sinbad just got very cocky very easily, and he's like, I'm God, I can just do what I want. And the fact that he was like, no, small steps at a time, and he's making everyone make him look like a hero. Like, he's not doing in a way where it's like, they're just mindless drones like, yes, I agree, Sinbad. Like, you know, it's not that. It's just like, everyone just seemed to have fucking changed just so quickly. It, like, why didn't you manipulate where it's like, you know, Ko tried their ways, they tried their alliance, they tried this generalization of like their alliance, and it was like, this is how we're gonna work out, and like, why didn't you do this in years time? I was like, it didn't work. I feel like Sinbad is that kind of person where it's like, he's attained it now, and he's like, fuck it, everything happens now, change now, and I know that's obviously for like the plot of the story, and it's like, you have to kind of progress it to there, but if Sinbad was a lot more carefully planning, he could have very easily integrated this like very quick, because like Aladdin had his like suspicions already. The same thing with Yunnan. Why don't you kind of like let the heat die down for a little bit? Like, you know, how like, you know, after like maybe, I don't know, like 2 years or something, like 2-3 years or so, and it's like, make small changes, small manipulations or anything, but unless Aladdin can actually sense like the changing in Rook, which he has been known to like rewrite a body just completely from what we've seen with, you know, like, also in Hackaway, I'm wondering if that's the same case like what Sinbad's done. Maybe he's changed the infrastructure of like Destiny itself, or just the rules, and it's such a scary thing when you think about it, because you're there and you're gonna have a pop at God. So which is very weird. It's just like the fact that like Sinbad is not like being a maniacal tyrant, he's still trying to do the whole peace thing, and he's like, yeah, but he is kind of showing off a little bit, where he's like, oh, it's all thanks to me, I'm a good guy, yes, oh yes, please, talk about all those little orphans I saved from the burning fire, yes, I remember that, I did that with my bare teeth and nothing else, I was completely naked throughout the entire, like, Sinbad, like, you're really, I felt like in this chapter it was just forcing, and I mean that with a big fucking F, forcing us to like Sinbad, and like, I mean that with a force, like, just, my God, Sinbad, you were trying so hard to get everyone to like you. That, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Sinbad's greatest weakness, is the fact that he cannot have everyone agree with him, and adding into it that he just can't trust the future generation when he dies. He's like, I do not want this. This is my world. Like, I've set up something grand, great, and even when you saw Jafar, he's like, no man, you left a legacy. You are an amazing man. So what if everyone can't agree with you? It doesn't matter, man. Look what you've accomplished now. And he just kept thinking, no, about 100 years after that, 1,000 years, 100,000 years, 1,000,000 years, like, you don't know where, like, you're gonna have, like, what's gonna happen, and, like, generally, if you affect time and the correct place of how things is supposed to affect it, like, generally, like, it's when you think about the time, like, concept of time, destiny, and everything, and I know I've knocked on those fucking doors a couple of times. I know I've done, like, 20-minute videos talking about the concept of destiny and time manipulation, but as fucked up things are in timelines, like, generally, if this is the case and all that, you could, like, oh, I could bring back all your mother and your father, Aladdin. I can bring back everything you want. I can make you happy. You want Ugo? Ugo's all bad. No, the thing is, though, and this is where, like, we're going to be leaving off this video, because I think it's an interesting chapter. I do enjoy it. Not the best chapter of Magi, but it's a kind of the message in this chapter, and I think with the last little part of this arc, I think what we're going to be getting is that human beings no matter who you are, whether you started from the bottom or now you're here or anywhere between, human beings learn through painful experiences. They learn through whatever life throws at them. And some people get lucky, you know, some people are always at the top and they always get there. Some people go from the top to the bottom, some people go from the bottom all the way to the top, and some people just stay around the middle and they just live their lives. But there's always ups and downs, I feel, in anybody's lives, regardless of the scale, and most human beings, or at least genuinely decent human beings, learn from that. It's for the next generation to learn from that and strive and improve for that feature. And you can't take away this, Sinbad, because taking this away is like taking away free will. I mean, unfortunately, people have the option if they wanted to burn an orphanage down. That's just them. Like, they're able to do that. Should you do that? Hell the fuck no. But the fact is, it's just, that's how human beings are. You can't take away that good side and that evil side, because then they'll just become mindless puppets. It's almost in the way in, like, if anyone's ever seen Future Diary, where Future Diary at the end of it was just like, I could create a world and it could be like mindless puppets though, and it's like no one has souls or anything like that. Like, it feels a lot like that, where it's like, this could be, like, if Sinbad goes a bit too far and is like, makes everyone forced to their liking, he's gonna make them into mindless puppets and drones, and he's gonna get rid of that spark of humanity. Even if there's good, there's evil, and there's debatable things in, you know, human life. And it's like, if anything disagrees with Sinbad, and it's not in this grand scheme, perfect vision of his, it's fucked. It generally is. And that's the scary thing about Sinbad, and where the kind of the life lesson is probably going to be going in this arc, where it's humans learn from mistakes. Human learns from destiny, and you can't change things. That's why things like time machines, as much as we're going to try them, I personally don't think we're ever going to get them. Even the fact if we do get a time machine, like, how the fuck do we already know time's been changed with? Like, it's a very weird thing where it's like, you generally think about things like that. I mean, I do personally, is like, think about stupid shit like that. And it's like, well, how do you know if times have changed? And the fact is, these characters don't know. They don't know if anything's different. Like, Aladdin, because he's outside the system. And Yunnan, like, only a few select people know about this because they're outside the system. But us, we wouldn't know that. Same thing. It's like, and you just can't take away that part of human life. And I think that's where it's like Sinbad's, like, and Aladdin going to be dispute at the end. Is like, no. Human life is entitled to its free will. Nothing should ever control it, and we've always had that debate, and that's definitely a theme of this final arc, and that's free will, destiny, and humanity's choices throughout the entirety of life. And it'd be interesting, and I know there'll be a thing that's like, what happened if this happened in real life? Like, you know, definitely something that interests me, and it's a shame because I know a lot of you guys are interested in that, but I don't really get the time to talk about these sort of, like, constructs and, like, concepts just anywhere, like, you know, at all, like, because there's so little people that just, you know, really want to talk about interesting, like, well, to me, interesting, such as something like that. And, like, you know, one of my favorite mangas is, like, touching something I absolutely love, in, like, just in scientific theory, and it's just so goddamn interesting. But overall, yeah, the chapter's good. I think it was a bit too comedy-based, and you know me, I'm not the biggest Alibaba shipper, but generally it does, like, the chapter itself strives for some interesting things where it's like, no, Sinbad, please stop doing that, and it kind of shows I think the word I'm looking for is a very vulgar and very, like, heroic he's trying to be so heroic, Sinbad. It's like, no, I'm the great alliance guy. Ah, look at me. I love you, Sinbad. I generally do. But, boy, was you showboating and was you begging for that attention. But, hey, what am I to know and all that? I ain't God. This man is. Gonna end off there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you as always for watching. Always some of my favorite stuff to talk about on this channel, and especially to you guys out there, is definitely Magi. I always love talking about Magi. It just hits that spark that other manga or anime or just other stuff that I'd see. I don't see that very rare or, like, often in other series, and Magi always seems to, like, do that to me, where I just end up just talking about, like, stuff like this. So I hope it hasn't gotten enough boring for you guys there, because if you generally want me to stop talking about, like, the stuff like the concepts of destiny, time, weaving, and all this other, like, scientific theory, then, you know, let me know, saying, yo, Panda, stop saying that dumb shit, talk about the manga itself. But that's all from me, though, so thank you as always. Let me know you guys in the comment section down below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the beautiful stuff all there down below. Thank you as always, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.